Hi guys, so let's see how we can access the private GitHub repo using the SSH key. So these are the steps you need to follow. So first we need to generate the public and private SSH key. Then we need to add the public key in our GitHub account. Then we need to add the credential using the private SSH key in the Jenkins Job. Okay, once it is created, we need to add the SSH URL to access the private GitHub repo in the SCM section in the Jenkins Job. And once it is added, we need to select the credential that we have added in the previous step from the drop down. And once all above is done, you should be able to access the private GitHub repo. So first let's create the public and private SSH key. So on your local system, all these keys will be stored in the your user's location in the .ssh folder. So just open command prompt from this location. So just run this command ssh hyphen keygen. So now we can provide the file name to your key. So I will give my key. So just press the enter. We don't need to give the passphrase. Hit enter again. So on the local machine it has created two keys, one is public and one is private. So next step is we need to add the public key in the GitHub. So log into your GitHub account and go to settings. Here you will find this section SSH and GPG keys. Click on new SSH key. So here I will give my key and we need to add the public key over here. So from the local machine, open this public key in the Notepad++. So just copy this content and you need to add that in this section. Okay, click on add SSH key. So it will ask you the password of the GitHub. So now we have successfully added our SSH key in our GitHub account. So next step is to add the credential using the private SSH key in the Jenkins Job. So in this Jenkins Job, I am going to access my GitHub private repository. So go to the credential section, click on add. Here we need to add the user ID and password. So from this drop down, you need to select SSH username with the private key now. So in the ID, I will give AJ. Then again, username is AJ. And in the private key, select this radio button. Click on add. And here you need to add the content of your private key. So again, go to the local machine. This is my private key. I will open it. Let's say Notepad++ again. So copy all the key content and paste it here. That's it. Click on add. Okay, this is done. So now we need to add the repository URL that we need to access. So don't use directly this URL. We are going to access this repository using the SSH. So we need to add the SSH URL. Okay, so in this, click on SSH and copy this. And this we need to add in the repository URL. So without selecting any credential, it is giving you the authentication error. Okay, so we are not able to access this private repo directly now. So what we can do is from the credential drop down, select the credential that we have created in the previous step. Click outside. And error has gone now. That means I have access to my private GitHub repo now. And I can access and I can run that project from the GitHub repository using this Jenkins Job now. So click on apply and save. Just click on build now. So it is giving you the error that okay, so we have added the master branch, but our GitHub do not have the master branch. So just go to the configure again. So we forgot to change our branch here. So master to main. Now it has successfully fetched all the files from this main branch in that GitHub repository. So that I can verify, go to the workspace and we got all the files available from that GitHub repository. Okay, so this is how you can integrate your GitHub private repository with the Jenkins using the SSH key. So just follow these steps and you will be able to access that private GitHub repo.